No, wait. There's a fucking fire video that Dom linked me. It's about Search Party. This Search Party's got a 15-minute video on Russia's creepy sports farms. They made like some insane sports gambling farms, and I want to watch this.
This is called Sub-Soccer. I've been watching it nearly every day for weeks. Not because it's thrilling, it's not, but because of this guy with the orange shoes. He played in a game on April 3rd, then another the next morning, and another right after that. While he scored dozens of goals, I never once saw him celebrate, because he's not playing to win. Neither are these people playing cricket, basketball, volleyball, water polo, tennis, and table tennis. 5-on-5, 4-on-4, 3-on-3, and 2-on-2 soccer. These so-called frostball players aren't playing to win, nor are the guys playing whatever you call this. They're playing on fake teams with familiar names, in anonymous buildings without spectators, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Would you do this as a job? Would any of you willingly become I mean, you could be fit. You could sit in a warehouse and just play fucking play games all day. People gamble on you. Depends on the hours and the pay, I guess.
To give people like you and me something to gamble on. These are sports betting farms.
They had this kind of Squid Game quality to them. Surely this can't be legal.
But they aren't hidden on some shadowy part of the internet. They're on a site called 1xBet, probably the most profitable online gambling site ever, and a sponsor of world-famous soccer clubs.
They're the company that everybody else in illegal gambling would really love to be.
So how does a company taking bets on games like these end up partnering with clubs like these?
The music.
The online...
It just doesn't, you know what? It just doesn't feel like the regulations would be strict enough to stop everyone in these games from betting on themselves and then throwing their own matches. Like if you're like a fucking Russian guy in a warehouse getting paid peanuts to play fake frostball, then wouldn't you just bet on the other team and throw? Or like it just isn't.
The gambling industry is a lot like an iceberg. A portion of bets are placed on legal sites like DraftKings that follow laws and pay taxes, but the majority are placed on illegal sites that don't. Last year, $23 billion went to legal companies, while $67 billion went to illegal ones, just in the United States.
Damn.
Somewhere in the middle is 1xBet.
All bets on sports.
It was founded in 2007 in Russia, registered in Cyprus, and licensed only in Curacao, but accessible basically anywhere with internet. Initially, it only offered sports betting, but quickly added casino games like blackjack, poker, and slots.
You got to.
Some questionable games. In 2019, UK investigators found 1xBet had a Pornhub casino with topless dealers and took bets on children's sports.
Maybe the Frostball Players Union is strong, so they have integrity. Maybe. Fucking maybe.
And even cockfighting.
Cockfighting?
After that, several countries blocked 1xBet, but couldn't stop it. 1xBet set up hundreds.
Wait, they said children's sports?
Casino with topless dealers and took bets on children's sports and even cockfighting.
Like, dude, imagine punting your entire life savings on some fucking little league match. Just screaming at your fucking monitor at little Timmy to fucking round third base. That's a rush. That's a fucking rush.
After that, several countries blocked 1xBet, but couldn't stop it. 1xBet set up hundreds of mirror sites to redirect its users around the restrictions to its main site. 1xBet also took bets on some amateur sports, mainly soccer. But in 2020, when the pandemic shut down all professional live sports, it added a lot more. Some were normal, others were bizarre. But at the time, they were the only live sports you could bet on. Reporters at Yasemer were among the first to investigate these fake competitions, but they wanted to know more. Where are they? Who are these players? And is any of it legal? So each episode of Search Party requires a really tight workflow. That's how I go from...
Dude, Whether or not it's legal is kind of funny because if you're the type of gambler, like if you're gambling on the NBA finals because you like one of the teams or whatever, well, I'm not condoning it, but I get it, right? Whatever. You're just gambling on a game you're watching. But if you are willingly gambling on two Russians in a warehouse playing soccer, you don't care if it's legal. You are beyond caring whether or not this is an above the board transaction. You are now, you're cooked. You just need something to, it's not like you're like, oh my God, this is illegal? Oh my God. Oh, dearie me. I'll take my money back then. You don't care. That is so far beyond.
From idea to reporting to scripting to editing and animating. And there's a few ways that AI has actually made it quite faster. And I want to share those with you today. But I do all of them inside Notion AI.
Check out Notion AI. Check it out.
Use it to train enterprise, and I love it. Notion AI today. Thanks again for their support, and now we'll get you back to the episode.
We can find just about anything. The Russian Secret Service, the poisonings in Salisbury, the MH17 crash over eastern Ukraine.
Ross Higgins works at Bellingcat as an open source investigator, meaning he uses publicly available services like satellites, leaked databases, and even good old Google Maps to find stuff out. In 2023, a Yasima reporter named Philippe Auclair asked Ross for help locating the live streams.
I went and met Philippe in London in a pub, and about 4 hours later, I decided that I really wanted to do this.
Over 24 hours, Ross and his team downloaded hundreds of live streams off 1xBet, then scanned them for clues.
What we're hoping for are tons of banners, player names on the back of shirts, any little hook to give us a clue where we can narrow it down.
Some, like the ads surrounding this 4x4 soccer game, were easy because they're in Russian. Ross's team uploaded a screenshot to the Russian search engine Yandex and did a reverse image search, which turned up this photo. These roller doors match. So
That's
these
hype.
windows.
That's hype.
And
That's
these
hype.
graphics match those in a social media post about a children's soccer game.
Holy shit.
Confirmation that this sports betting farm is at the Alexander Stepan Football School in Bryansk, Russia.
We figured out it was kind of curtained off into 3 sections because balls were being kicked into other people's games and stuff, and all of a sudden a 2-year-old just toddles on to that pitch.
Shockingly, 1xBet didn't offer any bets on him. Ross's team used this process called Geolocation to link these banners to the Mordovia Sports Complex in Saransk, this mural to the Savoy Arena in Kyiv, Ukraine, and this tennis court to the Avant Club in Minsk, Belarus.
Okay.
Thanks to this Vince Carter mural, it only took me 10 minutes to confirm that the Canadian Beavers were playing the Chinese Dragons in St. Petersburg, Russia. But not every game had easy clues.
That is where the Canadian Beavers would play. Go Beavers! Take down those dragons.
So Ross turned to the 1,000 volunteers in Bellingcat's Discord channel for help. One used these discolored tent panels to place a soccer game at a venue in Moscow. And another used the time, date, and direction of these shadows to place this cricket match somewhere in Western India.
Some people are just really talented. They're able to find clues that other people don't pick up on, which is what we're all about, really.
Ultimately, Bellingcat linked games to 16 venues, mostly in Eastern Europe. Not so surprising because 1xBet was founded in Russia, but strange because it's banned there. Things got more interesting when they looked into the players.
It is like a rainbow maneuver.
This floorball team and this super intense tennis player seem to really care, but most, like my favorite sub-soccer player, don't. Some seem exhausted. One referee was too careless to call this blatant carry foul. It's probably because they're at their jobs, or more likely their second jobs. Philippe the Yasima
Bro, he's not too lazy. They don't do that in the NBA. That's the NBA does that. He can make it. Just a double Euro step, dude. They do them different in Russia.
reporter tracked down a Russian man they called Dmitry, who said he was hired to play football at one farm
Let
for
the
about
boys
$30
play.
US a day. He played 6 or 7 games in a shift that lasted from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., but quit after just
$30 a day is $30 a day for 6 games? That's terrible. That's horrendous. It's huge in Russia? I can't imagine that's huge. If he's quitting in a week, it doesn't seem like it's huge. It's like $5 million in Russia.
a week.
Generally speaking, we're talking about people who just want a job for
I mean, I played basketball for 5.5 hours yesterday. Played a long ass amount of basketball, and nobody from Russia paid me shit. But I did illegally bet on the games, and then I elbowed Aiden really hard so he would drop the ball so he would lose because I bet on the under for his team. Is that a crime to defraud your friends for money, or is it just fun times?
a few weeks. It sounds like a lot of fun, and I guess for some of them the reality hits home fairly quickly and they don't last very long.
Dimitri said games were scheduled around the clock, 7 days a week. And Ross's team counted 1,297 short football games over 24 hours.
That's
That's
crazy.
nearly 500,000 games a year of just short football.
That's crazy.
Dimitri also said he was instructed to never
Dude, they're so not into it. That's funny. They're like just so over
score
it.
more than 5 goals in a match, and believed some were totally fixed.
Do you have any sense that these games are rigged?
I'm not sure exactly what the purpose of rigging these games would be so much. What we've been told is that the main purpose of these games is that they're just a very fast turnaround. And it's just this relentless grind to get as much cash out of you as they can.
What's wrong with that?
It's possible that not every player is being paid, though. Bellingcat traced this floorball game to a Russian website that listed the players' ages as young as 14 years old. And I noticed these
He's
volleyball
not getting
players
paid?
look pretty young, too. A Sports Illustrated report says South Asian people are commonly trafficked into Russian cricket leagues. But it's difficult to find out more because
What?
these players don't work directly for 1xBet. Instead, they work for a handful of companies that organize, stream, and license these games to 1xBet. Many of which are also
Can I get my Age of Empires ladder grinds on 1xBet? Like, you don't even have to human traffic me. I'll just play the games and I'll win and lose every 20 minutes. People can bet on it.
based in Cyprus, making it really hard to judge whether or not they're doing things legally.
These are companies that kind of exist in the shadows. In order to catch them out with anything, you'd have to see what the rules are. In
Yeah, he's
any
already doing
particular
that. True, I
jurisdiction.
guess.
Is a grey area, basically.
Okay, so we've established that 1xBet is making a ton of money streaming these maybe illegal, definitely half-assed amateur games. But I still find it hard to believe that many people are actually placing bets on them.
It's not about the betting on this stuff. It's any content converts.
Ismail Valley monitors the illegal gambling industry.
What?
He confirmed that these amateur games generate only a small number of bets, and that 1xBet makes less than 10% profit on them. But 1xBet hosts them because they're really good at grabbing people's attention.
Oh,
a lesson
interesting.
the company learned during the pandemic.
So they started looking for other content. And what they came up with
So, in a way, they're so weird, people talk about them. Or, in fact, make YouTube videos about them that constantly reference the name 1xBet. Which acts as a free ad. So that 30% of people in this chat end up on 1xBet gambling by the end of the fucking week.
was crazy things like snail racing from Vietnam. And then they found people were clicking on it on social media and betting on it too.
Videos of obscure sports played
Dude.
well on social media.
It is fucking hard not to want to bet on snail racing. Fuck. That is just a good marketing funnel. Don't fucking do it. It's entirely designed to take your money. You will be poorer and broker and sadder. But my God, does it sound fun to bet on snail racing? What if you pick the right snail?
Too. And by taking bets on them,
I actually did this. I was at the Renaissance Fair and they had turtle racing. I bet on a turtle $20, and my turtle was the only one of the 18 turtles that didn't move. He stood at the starting line and just didn't move. I was screaming. My turtle just stood there, fucking Giga Chad. Nah, I won't do this. Rigged? Fucking maybe. Maybe my turtle just fucking sucked.
1xBet can attract a lot of new customers. Basically, they're clickbait. And once a customer clicks in, 1xBet persuades them to play casino games, where it can make up to a 50% profit.
The whole point of why we did any of this cross-sell the customer immediately into casino, into poker, into predictors. Now you're in a whole area where you can double, treble your money kind of thing.
Amateur sports also keep customers from leaving. See, casino games are hard to win. They're purely games of chance, red or black. Once a customer loses enough money, they'll lose confidence and quit, unless 1xBet offers them something easier to win. In sports games, one team is the favorite, and the favorite usually wins. So having sports betting is a way to give a customer their confidence back and keep them gambling. The more niche the sport, the more addictive it is.
That's crazy.
You'll get a certain
That's crazy. Betting on the favorite to win, they win and thinking, damn, I'm good at this betting shit. Damn, I'm a confident gambler because I figured that shit out. Time to hit the tables. I bet on the 1 seed to beat the 32 seed, and I was right. That means I can break the game of roulette.
type of customer who gets very particular about, I'm really good at that cockfighting stuff, I'm really good at snail racing and children's basketball. So I want more of that content because you feel safer with it.
I mean, to me, it feels predatory, right?
Yeah, I mean, traditionally...
Dude, the idea that I'm really good at snail racing is so funny. What if there is a guy that's good, studied snails his whole life, and he can instantly spot through a grainy camera whether a snail has that fucking X factor, whether that snail can really haul ass, and they're just cleaning up. They're just cleaning up, dude. That fucking spiral, that's a fast-ass snail. Yeah, bro, I mean, maybe.
In gambling, you need to have some knowledge of the sport. How can you have knowledge of table basketball?
The snail sniffer. I mean, I guess what would really happen in the real world is if you got more than like 6 right in a row or 3 right, they just ban you. If you actually were good at snail betting, they would just ban you.
Between 2 random teenagers in a warehouse somewhere in St. Petersburg. It's kind of taking all the fun and sporting element out of any of this.
That ability to draw and keep gamblers in is a big reason why 1xBet features so many amateur sports, and why companies are farming as many games as possible, not only for 1xBet anymore, but for thousands of illegal gambling sites.
That's so
You'll see the same feeds you see on
interesting.
1xBet in many places. When crime makes money,
perhaps
what does
dystopian.
crime do with money? More crime.
He called it. He called it.
So the internet
Incentives,
has made it
baby.
easier than ever to set up an illegal gambling shop. And as shady as they are, it'll be a hard problem to fix. But it gets a lot harder when the world's best soccer clubs are helping them grow even bigger.
The laundromat.
1xBet isn't licensed to operate in Spain or France, but it has sponsorship deals with FC Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, and Lille, as well as the top division of Italian football and the Confederation of African Football. The trade-off is obvious.
Dude, Riot Games just did this. Dude, the amount of money from these betting sites is just corrupting. Like, every sport league that used to be above this is now like, well... Yeah, Riot used to ban sports betting sponsors. But now that League of Legends esports isn't doing as well, and sports betting is doing incredible, Riot just said, yeah, we're going to do it, but we're going to do it right. We're gonna have ethical sports betting ads. They just had a big announcement, and for the next season, they're gonna have. It's like, bro, come on. It's like all the esports teams that are like, listen, we're gonna take Saudi Arabian money, and we're gonna, but we're gonna do it ethically. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna see what's what. We're gonna take the money. Yes, but don't worry, we're.
1xBet can offer these organizations more money than anyone else, and these organizations can put 1xBet's brand in front of more fans than anyone else.
As long as I don't get it, bro. If there's that much fucking cash being waved at your face from a stupid, but what really gets me is the hypocrisy of them being like, well, we're doing it in a different way. We're gonna push gambling on kids, but what we're doing is different. That's what frustrates me.
But the clubs and leagues seem to be ignoring the growing list of controversies surrounding 1xBet and not asking many questions about it. On Barcelona's website, the club's vice president calls 1xBet a benchmark brand, right above a quote from a 1xBet spokesperson who calls Barcelona a reliable partner. Ross's team looked up this spokesperson named Alex Summers, and found this headshot, which actually belongs to a journalist at CNN. This is something FC Barcelona could have easily figured out.
What I don't understand,
It's a fake headshot, or is perhaps Alex Summers of 1xBet secretly undercover at CNN? Maybe it is him. Maybe he's pretending it's a fake headshot.
And found this headshot, which actually belongs to a journalist at CNN. This is something FC Barcelona could have...
Or Alex Summers has been looking for his long-lost twin his whole life, who was separated and sent to Russia as a child, and now through this article gets to be reunited with his twin brother, and they can talk about their different lives.
easily figured out.
That's
what
beautiful.
I don't understand is that surely these football clubs must have some form of due diligence. So who are they speaking to that the public can't get hold of? It all seems to me to be very cloak and dagger.
And it's happening all over the sport, more than ever. In 1999, one club in the English Premier League had a gambling company sponsor on its shirt. In 2025, 11 do. Gambling companies are also the most common shirt sponsors of clubs in the Champions League and the FIFA Club World Cup. They also pay millions to advertise on fields and TV broadcasts. Many of these sites operate in the same gray area as 1xBet, but it's easy for them to obtain a license in, say, the UK, sponsor a Premier League club, and get promoted all over the world, even in places they're banned.
Right.
Illegal gambling is laundering its money through soccer, and it's coming at a steep cost for the sport and for its fans.
Crime has gone full circle on this to basically say,
Yeah, I mean, the biggest cost I would say is that every sports fan is too rich now. I just feel like I don't watch that much sports, but all my sports fan friends are like, they're just so fucking loaded because they keep making so much money on gambling. It makes me feel less than.
just corrupting sports by offering everybody tons of cash here. We're also corrupting it by just bringing you stuff that you think is sports, but it's not sports. We made it all up.
All right, thanks so much for watching. That's our
Good video! Good video, good video, good video, good video, good video. Thanks, Search Party, for making that video.